Come on. I'm reading your comments.
Cold open.
Yeah. The dog is the cold open. Okay, here's the first one. The most notable. From the man himself, Better Ideas. As a disgusting, manipulative, psychopathic film bro who has AG1 coursing through his veins at all times, I approve this message.
It's crazy because you said all those things about him.
It's crazy because I don't know where you got the psychopathic from. I don't know what that's about because I didn't say that. Or call him disgusting. It's weird because he's taking it personally on a level that, like, I didn't say. I was like, your ad placements are bad. And he was like, I'm clearly being called a psychopath.
But on the other hand, he also approves the message.
He also approves the message. So let's see what his videos turn into. It's weird because it's like trying to be self-aware, but without taking anything that I said to heart. So it's like useless. As an average viewer, I found his video beautiful and insightful. I just clicked off once the advertisement came around. I don't really care because at a surface level, he's just making money off the projects he puts hours into. So, just because you click off of an advertisement doesn't mean there's no more advertisement anymore. Not caring that he's making money off of his like passion projects doesn't negate any of the criticisms I made in the video because I'm pro sponsorship. I think it's good and it allows people to put money behind projects that they actually care about. But manipulating your audience is not very cool. I don't like that very much. This is a good one. I think you completely missed the whole point. This is in fact not the first ways to ruin your life video. It's a reverse psychological video. There is nothing that is to be felt disgusting, and the sponsor is not his one-time thing. It's his channel partner. Also, I'm going to be honest, it's not even a bad sponsor. A lot of self-diagnosed people with depression, insomnia, anxiety disorder, and such just have mineral and vitamin deficiency. So it's actually a good thing for the viewer. Anyway, I digressed.
Why specifically self-diagnosed?
If there is, that is the viewer's projection of behavior that you would be desperately trying to latch onto, as it breaks your ideals. This was a very bad commentary on this video. I came in expecting real criticism, but found out that it's just a kid who hates capitalism. I think I'm going to make that my channel banner.
That's true. That's all you said.
That's literally all I said for 20 minutes. Let me get myself clear. This is a reply. People,
Replied to themselves?
Yeah. Let me get myself clear. Let me be clear. People, a lot of the times, don't recognize negative patterns. Thought equals action. Action equals feeling. Besides pleasure-based actions, which is not, in fact, a logical process, a lot of people rely on feelings to do what they need to do. That is the most inconsistent thing to rely on. Life is dynamic. You need to do what feels to be done, regardless of how you feel. And negative action patterns create a lot of self-hatred. Check out his other video where he explains the opposite of each way. Also, read the relevant literature on questions you asked. You had great questions but decided to answer them yourself, which is the last thing you should do.
Dude, this guy's so smart. He knows about patterns.
It's like, it sounds like it makes sense on paper, but should it not be the job of the performer who's making these videos that are putting people down to answer the questions that they ask? Maybe not in a separate video with a different sponsor, but it's like taking the surface level like parts of the self-improvement community and then just it's bad patterns. Like, I don't know.
Pattern maxing.
Pattern maxing. Like, I don't know. What do you think about that? Like,
I think he just wants to sound like a genius.
Kind of.
He doesn't really know what's happening.
Like, you're not answering these questions either.
Which is the last thing you should do.
Which is like the whole thing with the self-improvement
You should
community.
think for yourself.
It's not.
That's the last thing you should do. Ever.
The whole point of all the self-improvement stuff is it doesn't get to the point of any of it. It doesn't answer the questions.
He can't answer the questions either, because you have to look at the literature. That's all that can answer those questions.
Read the relevant literature. I disagree and agree with several things in your video, and his, and vice versa.
You already said that.
Great start. Personally, I see no problem with ads or sponsors. Me neither. He placed it at the end. He wasn't promoting a self-help book or anything that had to do with his brand. Yes, it was. He makes YouTube content, so of course he deserves to make money off of it. Sure. And as long as they place the ad or sponsor in an appropriate place in the video, again, I see no wrong. But if what another comment on here said, that he placed a sponsor right in the middle of a video, right at the point he knew his audience was most vulnerable, then I have a problem. That's literally what happened. What are you talking about? Just to note, I am not a fan of him. I just occasionally, once every few months, come across his videos. Another thing I will not ever talk about is capitalism or communism or any other ism.
What?
But attacking capitalism on a video around self-help just doesn't really make sense to me.
How?
Attacking
Why
capitalism.
does that not? What's wrong with those two?
Capitalism is under attack. But this is your video. Yes, it is. And it seems to be off the script, just letting words flow.
No.
It sounds like that's what you were up to right now. So you do you. But I agree with the first thing in the video that you criticized about him. Looking at your phone, not wanting to have open body posture, and not wanting to talk to people are not all bad things. They're actually not bad at all. It just reads to be more extroverted, as society would dream it, or more likable and sociable, which I disagree with. We are all different.
The open body posture thing was so weird because you don't owe people to look like you want to talk to them because you don't need to talk to them.
You also don't want to talk to everybody.
You don't owe anyone your posture.
I also agree that being on the grind all the time is a bad thing. So good point. You mean my criticism of capitalism? So I think you made some good points in the video. And you have a bright future of YouTube. Maybe. No. Maybe if you want to take a friendly internet stranger's advice. Just script out your videos a little bit. Not full-blown writing everything down. Sometimes things are better to be off the cuff. But maybe try to have just a checklist or written flow to go down. So you can keep your thoughts and YouTube videos a little bit more clear and concise. Either way, good luck in the YouTube game. Chill. Not that it matters, but I do script out my videos. Not this one, obviously, but I do that. I do exactly what you just said, but it doesn't fucking matter because it's not your video. You can leave advice and I can ignore it. So thanks. If you came to this video looking for someone who agrees with capitalism or doesn't criticize any other ism, then you have come to the wrong place.
You came to the wrong place because this guy has critical thinking skills.
This guy thinks about stuff. This is from George Thoughts.
George Thoughts?
We're gonna get some George Thoughts. Gonna admit my bias straight out of the gate and say I came to this video ready to defend better ideas and their video. I appreciate that in this vid you didn't just bash it though and said what you liked as well. I'm not sure how many of Better Ideas' videos you've seen before, but personally, I subscribe to him, and only him. No other self-help creators, because his videos have an artistic mood that I enjoy, and the well-being advice given in other more-to-camera videos I don't find to be obnoxious or preachy. Joey is clearly a talented filmmaker, so I absolutely support him using sponsorships for funding. I just click off once the ad begins. He also has a funny, ironic side, which has probably prompted him to create his first Ruin Your Life video a few years ago. As for the message of the video, I enjoyed it because it was relatable. I don't think it's cheap to highlight core human conditions and keep it top level or obvious. It is my belief, born from my own years of therapy for anxiety and depression, that we are all addicted to things like phones and social media, and these do damage our mental health and well-being, one way or another. It doesn't have to be like unrealistic body expectations on Instagram either. It is simply that we are no longer okay with being bored or unstimulated. Dopamine addiction is keeping our brains on constantly, and we are suffering slowly because of it. As for stuff like posture and confidence, again, it's simple, but it is the simple things that build over time. I don't think the video claims to have an instant fix, or that simply going, okay, I'll be confident now, just fixes anxiety. But in therapy, you start by identifying and labeling issues and causes, and Better Ideas videos have done that in the past for me. As a serial procrastinator due to anxiety, I resonate fully with the channel's motto that inaction is a slow death. It really is, so I don't think it's all bad advice. As I said, I have a bias, so of course, I felt like I should speak my mind. That said, again, I agree your opinion is valid, and you did make some good and fair points yourself. Thank you, George. So, first off, I'm just going to immediately, the thing that stuck out to me is the inaction is a slow death thing. Sure. In the video, the inaction was not talking to a random girl.
Encouraging bothering women in public because that will improve your life.
Inaction is not bothering women at a diner. I do think that George has a point.
This was like the best one so far.
I do think that George has a point, and if Joey's videos were helpful for you, I think that's awesome.
And to be fair, there are a lot worse self-help
That's true.
YouTubers.
There are a lot worse, but yeah, this thing about the ad, you can have ads. If you have an ad at the end of a video where you're beating down your audience and then you give them an ad in the way that it was shot. Okay, here's another thing. I don't want people to pretend that just because it cuts to black and then there's an ad, that's a completely separate thing. It maintains the style throughout the entire thing, with the only difference being that the color is embellished only on the advertisement, only on the green. That's kind of advertising 101, I feel like.
Like a commercial within the universe of the film.
Yeah. Just leave the video when the sponsor comes, bro. So I said, nah. And he said, another guy said, mind of a 12-year-old. Imagine calling a video bad because of a sponsor. That's not even childish. That's plain dumb.
You know what's plain dumb? Ignoring the majority of a video and claiming that that's your only criticism.
Mind of a 12-year-old. Do you believe in self-help? No comment. From the Swows. Terrible video? I haven't seen many videos then, I suppose. I personally didn't find your commentary on the other video useful because this is the reality of this platform. That doesn't mean it's good. Your response to the ad is childish to me. To assume manipulation is childish. What is advertising then? What is advertising? If not manipulating you into buying something. One could argue that you're reacting to a much, much larger channel and creating a seemingly negative narrative about said channel is manipulative of you gaining subscribers and views. Criticism is not okay. Criticism is only done for the benefit of the little guy. And so what if it is? I don't care. It did very well.
You gained a whole 10 subscribers, Cooper. That's so manipulative.
Hollywood, here I come. The title alone is clickbait. No, it's not. I said this is a bad video.
That's not what clickbait is.
That's exactly what you saw. Why did you clickbait me? This platform and the people that make content on it literally thrive on manipulating people. So if you're going to take the word manipulation in the way that I used it, in the way that it's actually in the dictionary, this doesn't make any sense because that's not what manipulating is. Manipulating in the terms of like constructing something, like I manipulated this block of wood into be a desk or whatever. That's not what I'm talking about. If that's how you want to boil it down. Do you get that? That's why it is pointless to have this kind of reaction to something like this. Dude had a sponsor and decided to keep the cinematic style through it. It's not that deep. Making the actual product colored was an artistic choice. And it does look beautiful. Okay. I'd strongly recommend focusing on actual terrible things if that's what you'd like to discuss. This is a non-issue if I've ever seen one. So I said, okay.
Oh, yeah, I told you to say okay.
Yeah. It's good. Good one.
And then he got even more mad.
No,
which
someone else responded. Okay, haha. I stopped watching at 3 minutes, 21 seconds. This Swows is on point with this one. Making content about other people's content is the easiest and lowest form of creation. What? Literally what? Criticism is the lowest form of content. Film reviews, journalism, none of it. It's all the lowest form.
I enjoyed the part where he was like, focus on actual terrible things. I was like, you're a film major.
Do you want me to talk about Gaza right now? I mean, there's a genocide happening in Palestine, but, you know. Anyways, from sake, bunch of numbers. I think the video is kind of what is to be expected. And when taking it with a grain of salt, you can make things out of it. After all, doing all these steps will ruin your life. I don't know, maybe I expected more of an uplifting message at the end instead of dropping you off a cliff and then giving you an ad. That's kind of my issue. That's kind of the whole thing. Also, like, just the CGP Grey video is way better. So he responds, I think the video itself doesn't have to answer these questions, though. I agree they are important and should be addressed. I'm not familiar with further content of him. I think it's a beautifully made, very basic video with a creative idea. The whole how to ruin your life tutorial, which he ripped from CGP Grey and also made a video about it and recycled to make this one. Therefore, very much what I expected. What I'd like is pretty unrelated to my prior statement, however. As you asked and raise a valid point, I'm gonna give you my take on it. I prefer a these are problems, try to be better approach to some toxic masculinity Andrew Tate solution, though there is certainly some of that in the video. I would love to see self-improvement videos, not in the egocentric value perspective, I need to be better, earn more, be more likable, which packed nicely with actual values, also pushes capitalism and the patriarchy, but with the goal to increase your quality of life, not in the materialistic way, but values and emotions, purpose, health, etc., and or develop your social life, importance of connection, acceptance, healthy communication, etc. Yeah, that's the whole point. Thank you for giving your take. Thank you for giving me your take. Yeah, I agree. But I actually don't think that talking about capitalism or communism or any other ism is very good.
I will never talk about any ism. Any. None of them.
Any. YouTube algorithm is cooking because it recommended this right next to your original video. Nice. Anyway, very good critique. To be honest, all these self-improvement YouTubers stopped having original videos about 5 years ago. Now they recycle the same 10 basic but undeniably good pieces of advice. Same with Joey Schweitzer. All his videos boil down to the same thing. Yes, I agree. I remember watching some of these people when I was like 14 and thinking it was really deep. And then come to find this video a couple months ago in my recommended. And oh, wow, it's worse. It's just way worse. Cool that I pulled in some people from that video directly. That's clearly why it's done so well. So thanks, I guess. And then the swow's coming in. Yeah, because self-improvement is generally the same for everyone, yet people still can't get their shit together because they deny their own reality and refuse to self-reflect or try something different. Who hurt you? What? You're not talking about you're talking about you, right? You're talking about the swows. It's okay. You don't have to.
Not the same for everyone.
That's the one thing they tell you when you go to therapy is everyone is the same and there's nothing different. Okay, this is probably my favorite comment. In my opinion, the problem of that video is it amplifies some common problems among human beings. That video really got some points like you need to be positive, need to be punctual, but the problem is he was exploiting these common problems humans have, like cell phone obsession, introversion, jealousy. These are very normal. It is completely okay if you don't want to speak, don't want to socialize, or you just want to scroll social media when waiting for a traffic light. Life is not about someone else telling you what to do. Life is a journey. Everyone should have experienced it themselves. In Chinese social media platforms, these kind of videos are known as
毒鸡汤,
literal translated to poisonous chicken soup for the soul, which means some inspirational content that will not help the audience, but rather make them more anxious. So that's the best comment. No contest. Very, very insightful and cool. And then Mansory, 811. He clearly implies that he means that if you do it for an extreme long period of time, and he is absolutely right. If you do all that 20 years long, then it's not anything normal. Or let's say it's normal. If you call normal being more of a shadow than a human. Holy shit. Also, introverts also need social connections. You guys talk like introversion is an excuse to avoid any form of social activity. It is not.
Oh my god.
Introverts
don't get their social battery filled by strangers.
Introverts are fully capable, or let's say should be, of social activities. Okay. They are just more prone to them, and it drains energy rather than gives them energy. You're saying that introverts should be a different way. You should be different.
Is it okay for people to be introverts?
No, they should be different. They should die. Crazy. Okay, CMP official 1933 says, no matter what you say though, the other video was really inspirational as fuck and well shot. Then Mansory 811, I can't remember if that guy's come up before. And it has value, not like this piece of garbage video, which literally calls a motivational bad because of its sponsorship. Lol.
Which literally calls a motivational bad because of its sponsorship, lol?
Literally, yes, that's literally what I was saying. Literally. Motivational bad.
Literally, lol.
Literally lol.
Literally, lol.
So obviously that guy does not exude power. Obviously.
If he exuded power, he'd say, power!
Power! From at PP312. I think you forgot one point. Wear your hair as if you were a girl, even though you're a boy. So I said, your comment is so perplexing to me. Like, literally, what are you on about? So PP comes back with, don't be perplexed. Just glance in the mirror.
Fellas, is it gay to have curly hair?
He said, nope. Even at 77, I've still got some. Okay, bro. It's just that it doesn't make me look like a girl or even an old woman. You're a good looking guy, so look like one. I guess I got the haircut, so thank you, PP312. I appreciate your criticism, and I hope to see more in the future about my hair. I actually adore your style, dude. Thanks. I honestly felt kind of similar. This kind of writing is so on the nose, just lazy. Yes, it is shot masterfully, but the message is so America-core. Haha.
America-core!
I agree. Hot Alex says hard.
Says heart?
Hard.
Oh.
Hard.
Hard?
Hot Alex says hard.
What?
Val says, I don't know, just sounds like you don't exude power, which I think is probably the biggest critique. And now I can comfortably say that I think I do.
Power! Do it. We have to see if you pass. The test. The power test. No. I don't remember Jeremy Fragrance. Jeremy Fragrance.
Power!
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
What else did he say?
Power!
Power! My dad says you nailed it. Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad.
Look at me now, Dad.
Your British ancestors would be proud.
I do look like those like powdered wig
Powdered people. Or start looking like a man.
Yeah.
Should wash your face in oil and steak.
I should bathe in ice.
No. Bathe in
Shrimp.
Bathe in beef bones.
Beef bouillon. What was that? Try it too.
My winter routine. 3 minutes in cold water.
Try
Try
to.
to.
Highly
recommend.
We're done.
Okay.
Hello, cat. Brush your teeth.
You left me and said that our love affair was through.
I got an X notification from McDonald's.
Why?
And it says
crazy.
from McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
And then it says McDonald's. It's happening 2.26.
Wait, what?
I don't know.
McDonald's. It's happening.